you need to understand why you feel guilty when you slow down. Because truly, that guilt did not come out of nowhere. It's something a lot of us carry without even noticing. That tight feeling you get whenever you're trying to rest, that's not laziness. That's just conditioning. I felt that pressure many times before. It's like something bad is just about to happen because I want to take a break. And that's the first thing that we're going to talk about, the guilt trigger. The reason why your brain feels that way, that guilt, the second you start to slow down. It's quite peculiar how your mind thinks that rest is such a foreign aspect whenever you want to achieve something. You always think, oh, I need to do this, I need to be productive. And the second you start resting, you literally go into that state of, why am I not doing what I actually need to be doing? You've been conditioned multiple times, that rest is something that's earned and not something that's actually needed in order to achieve that goal. We think a lot in life that just because we rest, that means we've done something correct. We deserve the rest. But in reality, regardless of what we do, we deserve the rest. Whenever we're trying to achieve a new goal, whenever we're trying to, let's say, break a certain barrier physically, your body needs rest. Physically, your body needs rest mentally, because a lot of us go over the fact that mental rest is also just as important as physical rest. The tightness in your chest, that restlessness of feeling whenever you rest and think that you need to be doing something right now, that's the guilt trigger firing. That's your brain telling you that if you're not doing something productive, you're not moving forward. You're not advancing in your goals. And just because you're not moving doesn't mean you're not advancing. It gives you a sense of guilt. Just because you slow down doesn't mean it's dangerous. Does not mean that you can say, I've completely failed at what I'm trying to achieve. I should just leave it all anyways. You don't rest because you've done well enough. You rest in order to perform well enough, in order to achieve whatever goal you have in mind well enough. That rest gives your brain a break, gives your body a break, if that's the case. The rest is absolutely mandatory. Rest is almost just as important as the actual productivity itself. We all think that we work now and rest later. That's a given, okay? We've all thought that before, and we've all experienced that before. That exact mindset is actually the reason as to why you feel burnt out. When you don't have anything left in the tank, what are you going to give? The tank itself? Just because it feels wrong to slow down and let the cup refill, let the tank refill, doesn't mean that you're losing momentum. You know, sometimes when you think about it and you're like, I really don't need a rest because I'm going to lose all this momentum that I've built. When paradoxically, it's the opposite. You need the rest in order to refill the tank to go even harder for the next time and over again. Because if you just keep repeating the cycle of giving when you don't have anything to give, when you literally don't have anything left in the tank, you can't give the tank itself. Without the tank itself, your engine can't run regardless. You don't rest because you've worked enough. You rest so you can work well enough. When you never stop, your brain fixates into survival mode. This is a new topic. I don't need rest right now. I need to finish it. I need to finish what I need to do. I need to get everything done now. Hold on. That's not what needs to happen. You can't focus, create, or grow from survival mode because you're focused on how to do things just to do things. You're not focused on the creativity of those things. You're not focused on how you can do those things the way that you as a person can do those things, your unique way. Productivity isn't what's doing the most. It's what's doing the most with clarity energy and your creativity. That only happens when you rest, when you take your brain out of survival mode to give yourself that time and space needed to acquire those. So, of course, you feel guilty when you slow down. You've been taught that rest is the enemy of success. If you want to stop burning out, you need to stop treating rest as a luxury. It's one of the foundations that you're trying to build. That makes me think about all the discomfort of when you try and rest on purpose, when you're actually trying to break through that sort of go, go, go mode all the time. Because rest is needed, and when you try it for the first time to give yourself that rest, the guilt is so high. It's at an all-time high. You can barely break out of it. It's so uncomfortable giving yourself that rest when you're only used to giving yourself the rest after you achieve something. You associate rest when you complete something. So whenever you do it before you complete something, you feel guilty and you feel like you gave up just because you rested while you're doing something. When you rest early, it feels like you're quitting. You push until you're drained, and then you collapse, and then you feel guilty, and then you push again. Rest should not be the emergency brake. It should be the maintenance that keeps you moving, just like food, just like water. It's not something that you can ignore without failing, okay? If you don't eat food, your body won't function well enough to do anything. You won't have the energy to do anything. If you don't drink water, the same thing. Your body won't function enough, okay? Each thing has their purpose, just like rest does. Whenever you have a foundation, just imagine a triangle, okay? There are huge foundations. Fuel, the food that your body consumes, the rest that your body has, and the water that your body needs. If you take rest out of the foundation, how do you think the rest of the pyramid is going to form? It's not. When you take a foundation layer out of an important building, an important structure, the rest is going to fail. It's going to fall and it's going to crumble. When you rest before you're empty, you stop resenting your goals. You stop thinking like, oh, this is something that I have to do or I'm not going to be successful as an individual. You genuinely stop doing that because you give your body the break that it needs. You give your body the maintenance that it needs. You're not someone that earns rest. You're someone that performs better because they have rest. When you stop treating rest like a weakness, your body just starts moving at faster paces than what you thought you could. You stop feeling guilty for slowing down because you realize that slowing down is needed to speed up again. If you want to break that guilt cycle, you need to understand what actual productivity looks like, not just what you've been taught your whole life. We've been taught that productivity is just doing what you can absolutely all the time. That version of productivity is just glorified exhaustion. It rewards speed, not the direction you're going. Basically, it turns your whole life into a checklist. You're not going to enjoy any moment of it because you feel like everything is a task. Real productivity is not just doing more. It's doing what matters with clarity, energy, and intention. And you can't have any of those if you never stop. You will never see anything clearly if you're always thinking about it. You will never have intention if you don't take a step back and realize why you're doing something. When you redefine productivity, you stop chasing tasks and you start choosing them. You stop reacting and you start directing. When I stopped being productive as what I used to think, and I started being productive in the way that I think of it now, I actually started doing more. I actually really liked what I was doing. I actually rediscover the purpose of what I was doing. And I actually enjoyed what I was doing. Productivity is not something that is constant. It's something that's intentional. You're not tired because you're weak. You're tired because you've been carrying too much for too long. Rest isn't something you do after you've proven yourself. It's something to prove yourself with. It's what allows you to become yourself. There is nothing wrong with slowing down. The only thing wrong about it is thinking that you're not allowed to. You don't fall behind when you rest. You return to the part of you that's trying to breathe. You don't lose yourself when you slow down. You find the part of you that's trying to breathe. Catch you on the bright side.